Let's turn now to the torrent of pardons unleashed by President Trump.
This is a disturbing story, isn't it,
Yep.
Nika?
Let's bring in New York Times reporter and MSNBC national security analyst Michael Schmidt. And Michael will read some of your and Maggie Haberman's reporting for this on the Times. Quote, in an audacious pre-Christmas round of pardons, President Trump granted clemency on Tuesday to two people who pleaded guilty in the special counsel's Russia inquiry. 4 Blackwater guards convicted in connection with the killing of Iraqi civilians and 3 corrupt former Republican members of Congress. It was a remarkable assertion of pardon power by a president who continues to dispute his loss in the election and might well be followed by other pardons in the weeks before he leaves office on January 20th. Mr. Trump nullified more of the legal consequences of an investigation into his 2016 campaign that he long labeled a hoax. He granted clemency to contractors whose actions in Iraq set off an international uproar and helped turn public opinion further against the war there. And he pardoned 3 members of his party who had become high-profile examples of public corruption. And in this, Michael Schmidt, in a way, he's admitting certain things were not hoaxes at all.
Look, doing damage to the legacy of the Mueller investigation, doling out favors to allies and people who have supported him politically, pardoning people who were prosecuted by people who he thought wronged him. These were pardons that were largely dominated by personal connections to others and politics. And the reason that a lot of people don't like that is that pardons were supposed to, and we're not, certainly not by all presidents followed this way, but we're supposed to be for grace and for mercy, to be an emergency brake on the criminal justice system, a way for someone to dip their hand into the cases of the federal cases of the country and to show that grace and mercy. And in this country, people do not like it when we give you a power for one reason and you use it for another. And those will be the allegations here. Look, there were allegations about that in previous presidencies. At the end of Bill Clinton's presidency, when George H.W. Bush pardoned the defendants in Iran-Contra. The difference here is that those were slivers of the other pardons that those presidents gave. They were slivers. Those presidents still took a lot of heat for them. The difference with Trump is that his pardons and commutations up until this point, which have, I guess there's been about 60 of them, a little less than 60 of them, have been almost exclusively dominated by the personal and the political. And that's what we saw yesterday.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.